So 2 weeks ago, something really very interesting happened. Something interesting and something very devastating at the same time. A group of children were kidnapped along with their teachers, and this is more than 2 weeks now. We still don't know where they are. All we keep seeing are pictures, gory images of those children and how they are being treated inside the forest where they currently are. Now, while all the dignitaries are giving their speeches and everyone is saying what they are saying and everyone is posting what they are posting, I am here to address Christians. That's why I'm here. And that is why I'm making this video. Because none of this is supposed to take any of us unawares. Because there's nothing that is happening now that we can say is taking us unawares. Because the Bible is clear about many of these things. We already know uh, why these things are happening and what we can do about it. Exactly 2014, 2015, those years were the years where I don't know how to call them, but the years where I saw most of the things that are happening now, right? I would I was constantly dreaming. And good thing I had those dreams documented because somehow I didn't know why, but I felt I had to document those things. Where a group of people just arrives our community and then they are shooting at sight at whatever they could see and everyone is running and then I'm holding my baby sister, then she was so little. I'm holding her and we are both running and running and running. It was always something else. And then there were other times where I decided, in fact, this kept on so much that there were times where I decided, okay, I am going to confront these people, right? I am going to fight back. So, but I discovered something. Why these people had weapons, I didn't quite have the weapons that they had. There were very sophisticated weapons that they had, but I didn't have any of those. What did I have? I had myself. But then I discovered something that while these people will be shooting, I'll be trying to push out, stretch my hand towards them and push out whatever I was trying to push out from my hand that was going to harm them. But the more I stretched out my hand to fight with my hand, to bring up power from my hand, nothing worked. I was being defeated over and over and over. But then I did some study and I discovered that the Bible has actually been clear about some of these things, and much of what we need is just um, knowledge of the word and what the Bible has already said. Because first, the Bible says in this Second Corinthians 4, but it says that for the weapons of our warfare are not carnal but mighty through God. They are mighty to pulling down of strongholds. They are mighty through God. So it means that the fight is not it's not a physical fight, right? It's not a physical one that we are being engaged in. So how do we fight? Our weapons are not carnal, they are not man-made, they are not physical, they are in our mouth, and trust me, they are very powerful. Because things changed as soon as I decided that I was going to use my words against these people. I was winning every single time. So it's more about us doing the one that we know how to do, praying the prayer that we know how to pray, and fighting back in prayer, in the place of prayer. We are seeing a lot of things, we are hearing a lot of things even, but many of us are complaining and posting. I didn't really understand much myself, but there is a particular picture that sent me to my knees and to my secret place. I withdrew. I had to. Because these things should not be. You see that a child of 3 years old is tied up, his hands and his neck is tied up in one place and is bleeding from his ears, and you want to look at that picture and then you just leave it like at that. Even if you cried, it's not just about crying. What are you going to do? Because there is something that you can do. When I really withdrew to seek the face of God about this, a lot that he told me. None of us is insignificant in the scheme of things that is happening right now. We are calling on the government, we are calling on Tinubu, we are calling on everybody. Everyone is saying what they are saying. But you are also not insignificant in the scheme of things. Because you have the word in your mouth and in your heart that if you speak, you are going to see changes. So how about because these are some of the things that the Holy Spirit told me. How about you pray too? How about you genuinely seek God's face and pray for your nation and the leaders. Because it says, if my people who are called by my name will humble themselves and pray, I will hear from heaven and I will grant them their desires. So the question to you now, oh Christian, is that have you prayed? What have you done about this? Your weapon, you don't have a physical weapon in your hand, but your weapon is in your mouth. Have you used it yet? Thank you.